What is up, people? Dunny here. We are currently in Banff National Park, and today we're going to do a bit of a special experiment. Xiaomi reached out to me and asked me to take their new 11T smartphone for a test run. You know, just to try out the 108 megapixel camera, maybe some of the cinemagic video features, and just generally have some fun with it. So here's what we're going to be doing. Between Banff and Jasper, there's a stretch of highway known as the Icefields Parkway, and it is world-renowned for being one of the most beautiful places on Earth. There are several iconic viewpoint locations along the Icefields Parkway, so today we're going to try and hit up at least 5 of them all in one day. We'll take in some of those iconic views and we'll use them to test out this crazy smartphone. But on top of the new phone and the Icefields Parkway experiment that we're going to be doing today, Xiaomi Studios and Sundance Collab have teamed up to put together a smartphone filmmaking course. Xiaomi Studios is an initiative that gives young talented creators a platform to make smartphone films. And Sundance Collab, created by the same people as the Sundance Film Festival, is a learning platform and community for those creators. So if you're interested in learning more about this, there's a link down in the description that you can check out after this video. Huge thank you to Xiaomi for sponsoring this video. Now let's get to our first location. Our first stop of the day may actually be the most iconic. It's at the Fairmont Chateau Lake Louise. Literally steps away from the hotel, you've got Lake Louise that backs onto a beautiful mountainscape. The mountain's shaped down into this amazing V shape, and people love to get the rocks in the foreground with the water in the middle and then the mountains in the background. And so of course I had to test out the 108 megapixel camera here. And I also wanted to try out some of their pro video features, like being able to do your own focus racking. As always, Lake Louise was absolutely beautiful. Unfortunately, it was a little bit busy out there, so I was trying to get out of people's way, and sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to keep people out of your shot when it's so busy, but generally everyone can find a spot and get a nice shot anyway. Let's move on to our second location. Our second location for today is one of my personal favorites, and it's Bow Lake. And one of the reasons that I love this place is it's significantly quieter than a lot of the other spots that we're going to be stopping at here. It's not really a hidden gem, but it kind of feels like a hidden gem with how few people are actually here. When you pull up, there's a beautiful lodge that unfortunately doesn't look like it's in service right now, but when you come out to the kind of beach line that they've got going on, there are a bunch of different really amazing views that you can look out to see a glacier, or you've got a set of mountains on the other side. There are a bunch of different really cool views that you can get. So I definitely put to use the ultra wide lens on the 11T. It's actually got 3 lenses. We've got the main one, then we've got an ultra wide, and then we've got a telephoto macro lens. The other thing I wanted to try out was something that they call magic zoom, and is part of their movie effects that they've got built into the camera. Basically, you set your subject in the center of the frame and it automatically does a dolly zoom as you move away from the subject, which is a really cool thing to be able to do so smoothly and with such ease. It's a bit deceiving because the sun just came out, but it's actually quite chilly out here, so I think we're gonna call it quits at Bow Lake and head to our third destination. Unfortunately, my original third stop was supposed to be Peyto Lake, but it was closed. You may have seen this before. It's a beautiful lake that is shaped somewhat like a wolf head or a dog head. So instead, our third stop of the day is Waterfowl Lakes. This view is just a little tiny turnout off the highway, and it's the epitome of that blue-green color that so many people think of when they think of glacier water and all these glacier lakes. It's another case of looking right and seeing one thing, looking left and seeing a whole different thing. And right now I thought I would try and take advantage of the built-in time-lapse feature on the 11T. right, so this wasn't a stop that I was planning, but I saw a view that I wanted to see if I could check out. I think it's called Weeping Wall. Absolutely stunning, this thing up here. And because there just happens to be like no clouds behind it right now, I thought it would be a cool chance to show you the sky replacement that you can do right inside the phone. Check this out. Anyway, I just thought that would be cool. So back to our regularly scheduled programming and on to the next stop. The next stop on our tour is called Sunwapta Falls, and it is absolutely epic and super easy to get to, which is really nice. Now, I know I've been using the 11T for kind of a different purpose at each stop, but there are so many things built into that phone. So many cool like effects and features that there's no way I could test them all. Some of them you kind of need another person around to like hit the button. Really cool like cloning and all that kind of stuff. But one thing that's really, really exciting about that phone is that it has super fast charging. It's got 67 watt charging, so you can charge it from 0 to 100% in 36 minutes. In fact, this morning I charged it basically from dead all the way to full while I grabbed breakfast. Anyway, let's go check out Sunwapta Falls. Oh boy, it is loud down there. I forgot how much I like this place. Definitely one of my favorites. On to the next one. And because you just can't get enough of epic waterfalls, our next stop is Athabasca Falls. And I know in advance that this one is also very loud, so I'm doing my talking before I get out there. This one's pretty close to Jasper. We're about half an hour away from the end of the Icefields Parkway. And I mean, just like the last one, it's epic. One of the nice things about Athabasca Falls is that there's a bunch of like walking to do around it. Sunwapta is pretty much like you go there, you see what you have to see, and then you leave. This one, there's lots of walking around that you can do and a couple of different places where you can stop and take photos and that kind of stuff. This is definitely my favorite part of coming to Athabasca Falls. A little bit further than like where people are willing to go. It's nice and quiet. This water is so ridiculously blue and it's just so beautiful. Well, that pretty much does it. We managed to hit I think at least 5 spots along the Icefields Parkway. I kind of lost count at some point and I had to skip so many potential good spots on the way. So if this is something that you enjoyed and you want me to do a part 2, or maybe I do it one more time and just pick different spots to show you guys, leave a comment down below and let me know if you have a specific spot you'd like to see in this, or just leave little emojis of the mountains so that I know you want it. Again, I want to say a huge thank you to Xiaomi for sponsoring this video and for sending out this phone for me to play with on this interesting experiment. There are a lot of really cool features for photography and videography going on on in this phone. What I managed to show you was really just a snippet of what's going on in here. And like I mentioned before, if you want to check out that smartphone filmmaking course that they're putting on with Sundance, make sure to check out the link in the description. And on your way down there, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on future reviews and tutorials. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. All right, for those of you who stuck around this far, at this point, I just finished shooting the stuff at Bow Lake, and I went to review my footage, and for whatever reason, my camera was just saying, there are no files on this card. And so I freaked out a little bit. I took it out, I put it back in, I swapped the battery out, nothing was doing it. Luckily, I brought my laptop with me on this trip, and I got the footage off of the card, and we're okay. Because I definitely can't go back at this point. I'm already running significantly late. A little panic attack there. Fun stuff.